Hello, hello, hello. In today's video, I would like to discuss what are some of the major difficulties that a person might have while learning English. And in this video, I want to identify the difficulty or problem, and then what's more important to me is focus on a solution or solutions to overcome the problem or difficulty. In my opinion and my experience, oftentimes people focus on the problem or the difficulty, and you can do that. Yet, for me, it's better to focus on the solutions. So I encourage you to watch this video in its entirety. Feel free, if you like, to get a pen and paper and take notes. That is one way for you to be involved in your learning process and to remember the tips and suggestions for future reference. All right? Difficulty or problem number one, spelling. That's the problem. Why does that problem exist? Because English is not a phonetic language. Ways to overcome or improve your spelling. Let's talk about solutions. I did this when I was learning to spell in English. What I did was, solution number one, possibly what you can do is get flashcards, write the word down on a flashcard, break the word up in syllables. Solution number two is to improve your spelling. You might want to, after you break the word down into syllables, maybe what you do is that you spell the word out loud. Problem, solution. Difficulty number two, slang and idioms. That's the problem. Why are slang and idioms a problem? Well, oftentimes when you're discussing idioms such as green thumb, or it's a lemon, or I'm hungry as a horse, slang English, for example, stamped, or sup. These particular idioms or slangs is a problem. Why? Because it's informal English. It does not necessarily follow, in the case of slang or idioms, it doesn't necessarily follow a correct grammatical rules. So that might be a problem for some. Solution, overcome, to understand idioms and slang better. Number one, listen to music or movies that have a particular cultural reference. Solution number two, you can listen to videos on social media or buy or listen to ebooks that will give you an understanding of what the idioms might mean. Another difficulty. Are you ready? Are you listening? Are you engaged? All right, let's give you the other difficulty. Pronunciation. Problem. What's the definition of pronunciation? How to pronounce or say words. For many people learning English, pronunciation is a problem because they don't know how to pronounce or say words. They don't know how to produce the sound. In my opinion also, pronunciation is a problem for individuals because, in my opinion, oftentimes people confuse, whether from simple lack of understanding, ignorance, or by design, they confuse the difference between pronunciation and accent. Solution to overcome pronunciation. Number one, you have an opportunity to understand phonetics, and that is basically how sounds are pronounced in the English language. So phonetics. You want to find someone that you believe is a good pronouncer of the English language, regardless of their nationality. Because English is a global international language, right? So mind you, I said regardless of their nationality. They can be native or non-native. But if indeed you believe someone is a good pronouncer of the English language, you want to copy, mimic, and shadow them. Try to emulate how they're producing the sound. Also, you can listen to songs and sing out loud. And when you're listening to sounds, what I recommend that you do is you also look at the lyrics. Now, there's a particular video that I did in the past as it relates to improving and giving you additional pronunciation tips. I will make sure to include that in the link below so you can check that out. And another major difficulty that people have while learning English, I think this is huge. I think this is big. And it even related to myself when I was learning another language. I know how to speak French. What is this particular difficulty? Feeling ashamed. That's a difficulty. That's a problem. That's a strain. Why might people feel ashamed while learning English? Well, they're comparing themselves to other individuals, particularly native English speakers. They are feeling ashamed because maybe they don't feel or think as though that they have the right amount of vocabulary, or they might feel ashamed because they're afraid of making mistakes and they don't want to make mistakes. And public service announcement, making mistakes is part of the English language. It's part of the learning process. You're going to make mistakes. Another reason why people might feel ashamed is because they're feeling that they're being judged by other individuals. And in addition, they might be judging themselves. That's a difficulty. That's a problem. Let's talk about a solution. This one is really important to me. Solution number one, do yourself a favor and stop comparing yourself to any other individual, particularly those individuals that happen to be native English speakers. Stop comparing yourself. English is an individual journey. There is no value, in my humble opinion. Why are you going to compare yourself to someone else? Don't you know how special you are? So stop. Solution number two, mindset change. And what I mean by that is that oftentimes people learning English, they're comparing themselves to others and they're feeling a sense of shame. Why? Because they don't feel as though or think as though that they're worthy. You have to change your mind and start giving yourself positive affirmations and saying to yourself, you know what? I'm worth it. I'm going to learn this language. I am somebody. So it's mindset change. And number three solution, practice. Practice your English. Put your English into practical application. The more you practice, the more that you make English part of your life, is the less mistakes that you will make. And you will no longer, hopefully, feel a sense of shame, but feel a sense of confidence. So these are some of the major difficulties that people might face while learning English, and hopefully I've given you some relative solutions to help you overcome that. All right. Well, what I want to know is in the comments section, let me know if some of these solutions are of value to you, or in addition to that, if you have additional solutions that you might want to share with other individuals, please make a comment. Why? Because I believe sharing is caring. All right. So again, if you don't remember who I am, or if you're new to the channel, my name is Teacher Will. Click on that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so that when I drop a video, you are made aware of it. Difficulties and problems can go away when you decide to practice, focus on the solution, and look in the mirror and tell yourself and remind yourself constantly that you are worth it and that you have a right and you are going to learn English. Until next time.